Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Sly Cooper Thieves in Time for the Sony PlayStation 3. Since the last video, I've kind of changed how I capture game footage for this game, at least as far as Sony PlayStation 3 videos are going to be concerned. I actually got the PlayStation 3 cable that goes with the Elgato Game Capture HD. The one that actually plugs into the HDMI port as well as the AV-in. Actually looking at the game capture device to make sure that I'm reading that right. And it looks a little bit better. Just a little bit. And I'm considering using this setup for PlayStation 3 videos going forward. Anyway, in the last video, we finally beat El Jefe. Unfortunately, Ryuichi's cane has still been taken, and we now have a clue as to where to go next, which is the Old West. Unfortunately, our ancestor from that era, Tennessee Kid Cooper, he has also been thrown in prison, and we need to get him out. So you're probably wondering why I'm back in Japan. Well, there are two Sly masks that I can get, and I can get them with Ryuichi. Despite his cane being taken away in the storyline, you can still attack with it in game. Unfortunately, he can't follow you to the next era. Every era that we go to will have its own ancestor, and that ancestor can only be played as in the era that they belong to. So you'll only be able to play as Ryuichi in feudal Japan. You won't be able to take him with you to the Old West. But we're still going to need him, though, for two of the Sly masks. And we know that he doesn't have a job available. This level is complete as far as we're concerned. But there are two Sly masks that we can get while we are here. And they are very, very easy. There will be one more after this, but we have to get the treasure in order to unlock the arcade, and then we can play the arcade game and get the Sly mask then. So we need to start moving around, I want to believe, in this direction. Just kind of follow this. I want to say this side of the map. And I might as well go ahead and get some coins while I'm here. Why not? It'll make getting things a little bit easier. So our first Sly mask, we just go over here, use the focus jump to get to this Buddha Rhino statue. And then we can just smash all these barrels and unveil the Sly mask. Now here we just need to go to the tunnel. I believe we have to go through the tunnel. And then we'll find the other one on the other side. Still want to be careful though. But this guy's got a shiny pocket, so whatever's in here is definitely going to be worth it. Might as well take it. And we might as well go ahead and get rid of him. Why not? Alright. I believe the other Sly mask is that way. Maybe. Another shiny pocket. Might as well take what's here too. So yeah, we still have the cane despite it being taken in storyline. It'll make it easier to take out enemies if and when we need to. And the other one, that other Sly mask, should definitely be around here. Matter of fact, just right there. So we can spire jump onto this shuriken, and we can use a focus jump to get here. And with that, we have 20% of the slime masks already collected. So with that, we can just go ahead and return to the hideout. I'm going to mark these off on my notes. And then we can head on to episode 2. Now for episode 2, I could go for the note. Not the note. I can't believe I'm calling them note bottles again. We can go for the clue bottles now. But we're better off not doing that, because there is still going to be something that I need in order to get all of the note bottles or clue bottles in one fell swoop. For now, though, I just want to take care of the first 2 missions. So let's go ahead and head to the Old West and do the missions. And while we're at it, we'll also have to do our best not to hit any clue bottles, because I want to keep them all intact so it's easier for me to get them. Once again, I'm using the videos from Happy Thumbs Gaming to get all of the clue bottles this time for episode 2. I did it for episode 1, episode 2, definitely no exception. And as soon as we get in here, Sly already has a mission, but before we check that out, I do want to go to ThiefNet, see if we can get anything. And no, amazingly. Alright. Well, I guess we have to work with what we have. So it's time for our first job. Under arrest. As soon as we start it, we just go through the swinging doors, we take the corner, and then, boom. We'll be able to head out into the Old West. Just gotta wait on that loading screen, and I'm gonna have myself a drink of tea. Come on, game. There we go. And there is the job marker. And we are in Cottonmouth Bluff, 1884 AD. Let's do this.
Sly, they're already rigging a noose for Tennessee, so we don't have time for a complicated plan. All my data points to one thing. The quickest route inside that prison is to get yourself arrested.
Get myself arrested? I trust you, Bentley, but I'm not sure about getting locked up in this town.
Sorry, Sly. It's the only way we're gonna reach Tennessee in time. There's just one problem. They're holding Kid Cooper in the maximum security wing. To get yourself thrown in there, you're gonna have to gain outlaw status. So you need to make sure you build a rep before they catch you. Otherwise, they'll throw you in with the common criminals.
Ugh, you mean like jaywalkers and litterbugs? Not gonna happen.
Well, around these parts, it's probably more like goat thieves and tobacco spinners. But you get the point. For starters, why don't you try defacing all those posters of the sheriff around town? That ought to put a burr under his saddle. Get it? Because we're in the Old West? Well, anyway, I'll just let you get started.
Why Bentley continues to try to be funny, I will never know. But anyway, there's the hideout entrance. And we need to start looking around, and what do you know? There is the first of those posters. But I want to be super careful because this guy is nearby. And he's going to be a pain in my butt if I'm not careful. So, let's go ahead and take the deputy badge away from this guy. And then just go ahead and use silent obliteration to take care of him. And then we can interact with Circle.
Find a poster, make it look goofy, and move on. Just like junior high.
I'd buy that one.
Not for sale. It's Puny Greenhorn.
And we have changed Might to Mighty Dumb. Well, time to use the radar to get to the next one. And I might as well go ahead and smack a lizard for a coin. Why not? He's going to be in the way, but we can sneak up on him. Thankfully, the cacti won't hurt us. And that guy has a machine gun. Yikes. And we're just right next to him, just taking his cash. And there is a poster here, but we can't work with that yet. Apparently the game wants us to do these in a very specific order. So we're just going to have to move around and just do this in the way the game wants us to do it. And apparently I can't seem to climb up on that, but should be able to get here that way. And I can slide on that. And what do you know? There's the next one.
Wow. I bet the original artist damaged his vision staring at this guy.
I like it, Sly.
Let's hope so. It's called No Good Lawman.
And that is the second of 6 posters vandalized. So, let's not do that. Also need to watch out for the train, too. Because that thing will run, and it will run into us. And I don't want that to happen. I also want to stay away from that. And get right on to the next poster.
If I was as homely as this guy, I would not hang my picture everywhere.
You're on a tear, Sly.
I wish I could tear them down. Here's Weakling of the West.
And the next poster is going to be in this direction. More or less. Let us get right on over away from this guy. And I think it's the one we passed by earlier. It is. It's a good thing we got the guard out of the way, too.
I don't think vain begins to describe this guy.
That's a beaut, Sly.
It's an improvement. I'll name this one the Homely Buckaroo.
And now it's time to head back for the 5th one. And something tells me that I'll have to go up the buildings in order to get to the next one. Or not. Matter of fact, it's right here.
What kind of sheriff puts up posters of himself?
Nice work, Sly. You're a regular Picasso.
I love a challenge. I call it 10-star loser.
And now it's time to head up the hill where we'll more than likely find our final poster. And what do you know? It's right up here.
This guy's a real egomaniac.
I think he's just achieved troublemaker status, Sly.
Oh, now this really chaps my hide! I'm going to find this artist and bust his thumbs! And maybe his pinky.
We definitely got under his skin, Sly. You ready for phase 2?
Absolutely.
Apparently, the sheriff also loves lollipops, but his favorite is a particular Cuban variety which has to be shipped in specially. Supposedly, they taste like rice and beans.
Ugh, gross.
Agreed. But if we clean him out, he'll have to wait weeks for the next shipment, and that should really tick him off.
All right. Now that we have vandalized all of the posters, I really like how we went from agile to fragile here. It's time to go for that lollipop, which supposedly tastes like rice and beans. I'm still convinced that there are worse flavors. Also, there's the safe, amazingly. And of course, we don't have enough clue bottles to open the safe, but maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to do that eventually. For now, though, don't want to do that. I'd rather just take this route. See if this guy has a... He does. Well, let's just take it from him then. And then we'll be on our way. Go ahead and take the deputy badge away. I'm hoping to get another item, but doesn't look like I'm looking out in that department. And there is the lollipop. Figuring out how best to do this. Okay. Well, there's that power pole. Might as well... Actually, no, there's a pole right here. I can just climb up this. And while there is a treasure and a note bottle, or a clue bottle, depending on what you want to call it, I don't want to go for that. I want to go for this.
I bet Murray would like that lollipop.
Great job! You just became a criminal, Sly.
One, he's not totally wrong about Murray probably liking that lollipop. And two, we need to go look at the banner that's up ahead. So let's go ahead and just make our way over to what is behind us, which is right here. Now we just need to find the job marker, and we'll find out what we need to do next. And it's right here. And while there is an awning we can jump on, we can also paraglide to this marker.
All right, this is going perfectly. You'll be locked up in no time.
You know, you're a little too excited about sending me to the slammer, Bentley.
It's all about the job, Sly. Speaking of which, in case you hadn't noticed, this Sheriff Toothpick is his own biggest fan. In fact, it looks like he's throwing himself a festival, and it's in full swing. If you take that banner down, I'm sure it'll be the final straw.
Right. Let's go rain on this guy's parade.
Apparently, Bentley is not wrong about how our good friend Toothpick just puts himself on a pedestal like he does. So there's a power pole. We need to get onto that, and then we can easily...
I just need to get up to that banner.
Then we can easily get to that banner. This guy has a shiny pocket, and it's a good thing I waited because this guy's turning around, and it would have given me the hardest time in the world. Another sheriff's badge.
Hold up, you!
And this guy's just doing melee strikes. And he's not shooting at me with the gun. That was amazing. And this guy also has a shiny pocket. I'll be able to take what's here from this guy too. I've already got, what, 5 of these now? Well, time to get rid of this guy, refill our health, and then we should be able to...
I can't believe this guy has an appreciation festival for himself. Okay, there's the banner. I just need to knock those clothespins off.
Well, here we are. Just run forward, smack the clothespins, you're done.
Hold your fires, boss! That there is the scribble. Lolly thief and outlaw I've been looking for! Well, amigo. You just booked yourself a permanent room in this stony lonesome.
And not only have we gotten ourselves arrested, but we've also gotten the jailbird costume, which is the costume for the Old West. Given that we have a ball and chain, we'll probably have to make use of it somehow. So now that Sly has gotten himself arrested, he won't be playable. Instead, Bentley's going to have a job available called Jailhouse Blues. And I want to be able to complete this job because unless I complete this job, I can't get the clue bottles. Also, you do start with this Bentley, but you do get to continue, or not. Well, I would say continue, but you also do get to finish this with Sly anyway. We just have to do some things first. But if we can get Jailhouse Blues done, everything will be back to business as usual, and I can go for the clue bottles in the next video. For now, though, we're just going to wait for the loading screen to finish doing loading screen things, and we should be able to play as Bentley. We are going to have to do some things in order to complete this mission after all. So there's the first marker. And that was awesome. Now I just need to get over there. And this guy came at me. There are a few enemies here. You have the bunnies that will spit fire at you. And also throw dynamite. I believe that the coyotes, they'll also attack you. Why am I throwing shot bomb? I should switch back to sleep ammo because I'm definitely going to need it. What do these guys do? Doesn't look like they do much except shoot at you. They do have 2 pistols. So I'm assuming they're just going to shoot at you if they see you. And the big heavies, the cows with the lanterns, they can hit you with melee strikes, but they can also shoot at you with a portable Gatling gun. I suppose you have to be like a good distance away from them for them to do that, though. But more than likely, they're just going to hit you with melee. And, well, it's easy for me to trade blows. And, well, even easier for me to trade blows now that I have the sleep ammo equipped. I know that's going to be a thing. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to the job marker.
Looks like it's up to me to recon the area. I need to get some shots of that prison, but I better keep a low profile. I don't want to alert the guards.
And it's up to Bentley to do the recon this time around. And yep, this guy shoots at you. Where'd he go? Oh, there he was. I'm going to keep hitting this guy and just knocking him into the pit if it's the last thing I do. He's going to go down eventually. And whenever you see that bubble, that onomatopoeia bubble like zap or whack or pow, that's when you know that you've beaten him. Also, I can't break these crates. And this guy has something I probably want. Well, I was expecting something different, but I'll take it. Well, it looks like I was quick on the draw there. And that's the best part about the sleep darts. Just shoot them once, hit them while they're down, you're done.
Sly and Tennessee Kid Cooper are in that high tower.
And we're going to zoom in on it once we get in range. Well, let's take the picture. Now it's time to continue our photo op. We need to go in that direction. And I do like that Bentley yells when you go drop from too high a height. I don't think fall damage Or maybe it is a thing. I'll have to check. Let's go ahead and check. That's probably from when I took damage, more than likely. Okay, it's not. It's from when I took damage from finding the coyote guy. And I might as well go ahead and take care of that guy. And that guy does not have a shiny pocket, but I'll go ahead and steal from him anyway. And I keep thinking I have to press R2 to go into first-person mode. I am so used to the PS2 games. No, you have to press the right stick. Actually, it was R2 in the first game. It was right stick in the sequels. And might as well take a few coins from him. Alright. We need to go up here.
That's an interesting side. Let me get a shot.
And let's just... Perfect.
Unless I'm mistaken, that is definitely a munitions dump. Very handy.
Now it's time to head back down. And go in that direction. Want to be careful not to accidentally grab the clue bottle here. Don't want to do that. Good. We managed to get away from it. And here's where we stand next.
There is clearly some structural weakness along the rear wall.
Let's take a picture. And from here, we are done with the recon. Now to see what Sly's up to.
Howdy.
Howdy yourself. Looks like you must have ticked old Toothpick off pretty good. I like that. You got a name?
It's Sly. Sly Cooper.
Now, son, you should know I don't take kindly to folks funning on my family name.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I swear, I'm not joking. I can explain.
Talk ain't worth spit, boy. Only one way to prove you're a Cooper. Bust us out of here.
Right. My friend Bentley's working on that. I hope.
Sly, press the square button to swing that ball. You'll smash through that wall like it's made of cardboard.
Well, that wall doesn't look very structurally sound now, does it? So anyway, we are now using the jailbird costume for the first time after meeting Tennessee Kid Cooper.
That ball might come in handy here, Sly.
Yes, Bentley, let me explain things. As I was saying, we also got the Gunslinger achievement for getting this far. Let's just walk up to the window now and...
Try smashing through that wall.
Yes, Bentley. Let's just throw the ball.
Sly, you need to make your way to the bottom of the tower.
Here's the thing, though. You can't jump in the jailbird costume. And you can't change your costume yet. So...
Sly, here's your chance. Use the ball to break down that door and bust Tennessee out.
we now have a gadget. We had a gadget grid, but we now have 2 costumes and not 1. And we can use the L2 button to switch between them. Though I have no idea why you would want to use the samurai costume. Especially here. Anyway, we're going to be smashing things around that aren't TNT barrels because that apparently kills you. I've never tried it, so I guess I might as well. Now this crate, that's okay. But the actual TNT barrels, no. You can't destroy those. Anyway, we need to use the ball from the jailbird costume
Stand clear.
and smack this into this glowing button. If you do that, you'll break
Alright, I guess break time is over.
you'll break the door, you'll free Tennessee Kid Cooper. And by doing it here,
You can probably move that container if you hit it hard enough, Sly.
you can move this container.
Why am I the only one with a ball and chain here?
Listen, friend, they're planning on hanging me tomorrow. You want to trade?
And it's now time to have some fun with the ball and chain. Especially here because this will take us to a lot of gold coins. There are also spiders in this part of the level. And these things will run up to you and hit you. You want to hit them before they hit you, obviously. Also, the coins look different. But you probably already figured that out just from watching me play anyway. You're definitely going to be switching between your usual uniform and the costume, the jailbird costume, just to ensure that you move through this part as quickly as possible. Also, Toothpick will be talking to his minions, mostly treating them like dirt and also putting himself on a pedestal as you go through this whole section. And these things do repeat themselves and are not really all that useful, and I don't want to listen through all of them, so I'm just going to be doing the puzzles even while he speaks. And by breaking through here, we have another, well, 2 more spiders to take care of. So we might as well take care of them.
I'll just stay right here and lend you my moral support.
And here, Tennessee Kid Cooper will stay put for a little while. So that way, you don't have to worry about him falling into that hole, which is full of spikes, which will instantly kill you if you drop into them. We need to push a container into that pit of spikes. And we're not going to do it this way. We're going to have to take the other way around if we want to do that. And to do that, time to look around here a little bit. We will eventually find something. All right. We need to find a way to that container. Let's see. Alright, I forgot about this area. You actually have to crawl through this little crawl space just to get to the other end. Sorry about that awkward silence. I was just trying to figure out what to do. I knew I had to do something. I just couldn't remember it off the top of my head. And you have quite a few spiders. I believe you have 5 in all that you're going to have to deal with. before you can turn this corner and then smack the container right into the guy guarding it.
Containers into the pit.
At least it'll get rid of that guy. Now we just need to move this into the pit, and Tennessee Kid Cooper will catch up with us. Alright. And apparently we need to go that way.
Sly, you're gonna need Tennessee to carry the TNT to blow the perimeter wall. Needless to say, you'll want to make sure he steers clear of things like fire or bullets.
Naturally. Thanks, Bentley.
Son, who is it you keep talking to?
I have a thing in my ear that lets me talk to my friend. And now he's telling me you need to carry some of that TNT so we can blow the gate.
Sure. I got voices in my head telling me to blow things up too. They've been right so far. Let's get to it.
Well, at least we do have some cell shading. I'm just now starting to notice it. Still feels different from PS2. Anyway, before we knock that platform forward, we can smash things around in this house and get our first slime mask for this area. Now to move this along. And mark that slime mask off in my notes. Now we just need to rope walk all the way over here.
Look around, Sly. There's bound to be a switch somewhere.
Figure I'll wait by the door while you work this one out.
And work this one out we shall. So he's going to go this way. We're going to use the jailbird costume to knock all of these things forward. We don't have a choice. We do have to do this. Now that that's over with, we need to get up the stairs that our friend Tennessee Kid Cooper just took. And we need to take one platform to the next over here.
Make it through this in one piece, if you don't mind.
I want to get rid of this guy. Go ahead and get the goal that we can get around here. And knock this container in. Open the door.
Well, looks like we can mosey along now.
Nice job, Sly.
But we're not done yet. Need to avoid the searchlights, that way we don't get shot. And now we have this.
Sly, use that melting pot to move Tennessee forward. Just avoid the flames.
Well, looks like our goose ain't cooked yet.
And I sent Tennessee Kid Cooper over there immediately. There are two things that you need to know about these flames. One, they will instantly kill you and take you back to the last checkpoint. And two, the hitboxes for these flames, they immediately extend forward before these things even open up and shoot the flames out. As soon as you see these things open up to shoot the flames, the hitboxes will automatically move forward. You can get burned before the flames actually show up.
Keep going, Sly.
So anyway, now that we're over here, I do want to time stuff. Because not only can I not get hit,
I guess break time is over.
Tennessee Kid Cooper, or at least the platform he's standing on, can't get hit either. If the former happens, you just get sent back to a checkpoint.
Getting any younger.
If Tennessee Kid Cooper gets hit, you get the job failure message and you go back to the last checkpoint anyway.
Well, looks like we can mosey along now.
Way to go, Sly.
Glad that's over. Now we can go over here and...
It looks to ride it around using the left stick.
So for this one, just switch to Jailbird costume, press R2, and you'll do the ball roll. Now thankfully,
Figure I'll wait by the door while you work this one out.
moving forward means you actually move forward. You don't have to press down to move forward. It's not like the controls are reversed like in Glover, which is a good thing. And you also can't run into TNT barrels, apparently. Well, I had a much easier time during the practice run.
I think I'll set a spell and rest my dynamite.
And we definitely need to not run into the TNT barrels either, so that way we don't get blown up. And yeah, I've overthought this.
Huh, that did the trick. Let's keep moving along.
Well, at least Tennessee K. Cooper won't have to deal with the lasers or the spotlights anymore. And once we get into here, we have a puzzle to do.
It appears that archway in front of the door is some kind of locking mechanism, and that block is the key. Now you just need to figure out how to get it in there.
So, tell me about Sheriff Toothpick.
Toothpick? That shady son of a gun is crookeder than a sack of corkscrews. Plus, he framed me for that bank job and took the gold himself. I just know it.
So now that we're here, we have this box puzzle that we need to do. And if you go up to the entrance, you'll find out you'll need to move two of the wooden ones to this side, and then move the specially shaped one over here. Now if you go over here, I think it's over here. No, it's not over here. There is a set of barrels that you can destroy. It's these. And by going over here, you'll be able to find the other slime masks for this mission. Let me mark that off on my notes so that way I know I don't have to do it ever again. And now, we need to use the Jailbird costume to move everything up to this corner. Here's one. And here's the other. Of course, I'm going to have to move this up to the corner here, so that way I can do this. Perfect. It won't look all perfectly lined up, but you'll be doing it right anyway. Once you get this thing in front of the door, you can then push it forward and open up the path to the next section. And once you go over here, you have one last thing to do.
Use the ball to get across the floor, Clyde.
For once, I might be glad I'm carrying the TNT.
This is where your skills with the ball roll will be put to the test. If the area you're standing in does not have laser field, like this, that's when you can get off the ball. Otherwise, just don't do it. Also, be careful where you're going. You do not want to fall into the spike pits below. Some of these platforms can be especially narrow, and you do not want to go too fast on any of them. As for that cage, we won't be able to move that quite yet. We can, however, go over here and open the path to the door and turn off all the lasers. And we can now go over here and finally move this cage so we can move stuff forward.
Funny how I'm the one who's got to lug the dynamite. Well, let's get going.
Wow.
I'm getting any younger.
Wow, you were grateful to carry that just a few seconds ago. Now you're complaining again.
you was a Cooper the second I laid eyes on you.
Thanks, but Tennessee, we need to go. You ready?
Well, not really. Whoa! Yeehaw! Woo-hoo!
Somehow, we had managed to survive and make it back to the hideout. Once there, Tennessee gave us the lowdown, how he'd been planning the bank heist that should have gone down in Cooper lore as his masterpiece, only to have a mysterious new sheriff arrest him before he even reached the bank. Curiously, the robbery still occurred, and all the bank's gold was stolen. Tennessee was charged even though he was already in prison, and the gold was never recovered. Of course, he had a strong suspicion it was Sheriff Toothpick himself who had stolen the gold and framed him. And after a little research, there was no doubt he was right. Bentley was able to uncover plenty of information about the sheriff. Although he changed his appearance somewhat, Toothpick was a 2-bit gangster from present-day Eastern Europe. According to his file, he'd grown up loving two things: gold and cowboy movies. He eventually specialized in gold robberies, and for a while had masterminded some of the largest scores around the world. Then he abruptly vanished. The word was he had always thought of himself as a gunslinger, and it looked like he had found a way to make that a reality. The guy was a real loose cannon. We'd have to watch our backs if we were going to steal back the missing gold and restore Tennessee Kid Cooper's reputation as the greatest outlaw of the Old West.
And with that, we finally have 2 more jobs in the can. Bentley has a job available, Cooper for hire, and it's the only job available at the moment. And I wonder if there's anything new. Ooh. Well, we have a few new things. There's a rail sprint, which allows you to run while doing the rail walk. Would have made the PS2 games a little more interesting, not gonna lie. There's a steerable cane spin, which allows you to move while using the cane spin attack, which is nice. There's the steerable fist spin, which is just like the steerable cane spin, except for Murray. There's the trigger bomb, which is basically like the remote bombs in the Bomberman games. Lay a bomb, you can press R2 to detonate it whenever you want, which is excellent. And we have the heat-seeking bomb. We throw that, it homes on the enemies. And we will be buying some things and doing more jobs, but that will have to wait until the next video. So let me go ahead and make myself a new save file, just in case I miss stuff that's worth showing off in any parts of these missions or worlds or what have you. And from here, might as well close this video out. Join me next time where, now that I've gotten... Wow, I can't believe the little microphone puff fell off. Let me put that back on. Join me next time where, now that we've completed Under Arrest in Jailhouse Blues, we can go for the clue bottles now. We can go for those, and then we can go for the safe. Hopefully, if things go wrong, I'll have notes for backup just in case, just like last time. And if I can get those out of the way, I should be able to get something cool out of it. I mean, we got the gold magnet in the first episode of the game. Something tells me the second episode might give us something good as well. Until then, This is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!